Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited Q3 and 9 months FY2026 earnings conference call hosted by Adfactors PR. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in a listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. If you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Mansi Bodas from Adfactors PR. Thank you and over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today to discuss Q3 and 9-month FY26 business performance of SEML. We have with us Mr. Pankaj Sarda, Managing Director, Mr. Manish Sarda, Deputy Managing Director, Mr. Padram Kumar Jain, Director and Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Nilay Joshi, Executive Director. Before we proceed with this call, I would like to mention that some of the statements made in this call may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risks and uncertainty. The company undertakes no obligation to update any forward-looking statements to reflect developments that occur after the statement is made. Documents related to the company's financial performance, including the investor presentation, have been uploaded on the stock exchange and company's website. I now hand over the conference call to Mr. Pankaj Sarda. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mansi. Good evening, everyone. For the 9-month period ended December 2025, the company has delivered a robust operating performance, reflecting steady execution across our integrated energy plus minerals platform. Our focus on scaling the energy business, strengthening integration across mining, and maintaining discipline in metals has continued to support stability and predictability across cycles. In line with this long-term strategy, the third quarter posted steady performance, barring certain planned and timing-related factors. The quarter was impacted by the annual maintenance shutdown of the IPP, the shutdown of one captive power unit for equipment replacement, and a period of subdued metal and energy prices. These were largely anticipated operational events, and our integrated model helped absorb the impact while maintaining stability across businesses. Operationally, production across key assets remained broadly stable. Thermal power generation at IPP and Raigad benefited from improved plant reliability and fuel availability, although plant maintenance affected output during the quarter. Hydropower generation followed normal seasonal patterns. For the 9 months period, hydropower generation increased by 28% year-on-year to 621 million units, supported by above-average monsoon conditions and the commissioning of the 24.9 MW Reher hydropower project. For the Reher project, we have signed a 40-year power purchase agreement with Chhattisgarh State Power Distribution Company Limited. The tariff has been fixed at rupees 7.42 per unit, providing long-term revenue visibility and further strengthening the quality of our energy portfolio. Approval to enhance the capacity of the Gare Palma 4/7 coal mine from 1.68 million tons to 1.8 million tons is at the final stage and is expected shortly. We remain confident of achieving the enhanced output within the current financial year. Development of the Shahpur West high-grade coal mine is progressing as scheduled, with commissioning targeted before the end of the next financial year. Approval processes for the Gare Palma 4/5, Bartunga and Sinduri coal mines are ongoing. Within our power portfolio, captive solar power, 50 MW, commissioning of the 50 MW captive solar power project is expected in the first quarter of the next financial year. Work is progressing on schedule. This is regarding 30 MW TG set replacement. Work is progressing on schedule with commissioning expected by mid-FY27. Shutdown in December temporarily affected steel production at Raipur. We are also pursuing approvals for expansion of our existing 600 MW IPP thermal power project. As an update on the ongoing litigation matters regarding SKS power acquisition, the appeals filed by the unsuccessful resolution applicants have been heard by the Honorable Supreme Court, and the matter has been reserved for order. Coming to the financial performance, consolidated revenue for Q3 FY26 stood at rupees 1,360 crores, reflecting the impact of plant shutdowns and weaker price realizations. EBITDA increased to rupees 395 crores compared to rupees 368 crores year-on-year, driven largely by the energy segment. Consolidated PAT stood at rupees 190 crores. For the 9-month period, PAT increased by 59% to rupees 954 crores. Our balance sheet remains strong with negligible net gearing and net debt to EBITDA well below 1x. Consolidated net debt as of 31st December 2025 was below rupees 500 crores, significantly reduced from approximately rupees 1,500 crores as of 31st March 2025. And liquidity remains robust. On a standalone level, the company remains cash positive. With that overview, I now hand over to Mr. Manish Sarda to discuss the industry overview and outlook. Over to you, Mr. Manish.
Thank you, Pankaj, and a good evening to everyone on the call. I will briefly touch upon the broader industry environment and the demand outlook across steel, power, and related commodities. During calendar year 2025, India stood out positively among global steel markets. Crude steel production in India grew by over 10%, even as China and several global markets recorded contraction. While China's steel production fell to a 6-year low, exports increased by 7.5% to around 119 million tons, continuing to influence global trade flows and pricing dynamics. India's steel consumption reached approximately 160 million tons, supported by sustained infrastructure spending and steady manufacturing activity. The imposition of safeguard duties has meaningfully altered trade dynamics, turning India back into a net exporter after 6 consecutive quarters of net imports. Steel prices, which had touched the multi-year lows earlier in the year, recovered sharply towards the end of December and have strengthened by around 10 to 15%, reflecting improving sentiment and tighter domestic supply conditions. From a policy perspective, the Union Budget's allocation of rupees 20,000 crore toward carbon capture, utilization and storage is a significant development. They are expected to support the adoption of greener technologies across energy-intensive sectors such as steel and cement, and reinforces the long-term policy commitment towards sustainability and green transition. Turning to the power sector, demand during the quarter was largely flat on a year-on-year basis. Thermal plant utilization, which had softened since April, showed signs of improvement towards December. Power prices on the exchange moderated, with IEX average prices at around 3.33 rupees per unit compared to 3.79 per unit last year.
I'll continue with that. There might be some line issue in the Manish Sardaji's line. Nile, can you hear?
Yeah, he's audible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Coal index prices also declined modestly during the period, contributing to a relatively benign fuel cost environment. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Looking ahead, infrastructure spending, ferroalloys export in Q3 went up from 23,256 metric tons to 33,272 metric tons year-on-year, registering a growth of 43% for 9-month period. It remained near flat. Looking ahead, infrastructure spending policy continuity and the ongoing expansion of India's manufacturing bases are expected to support economic activity and steel demand. Recent firmness in commodity and ferrous metal prices points to improving. Recent firmness in commodity and ferrous metal prices points to improving fundamentals, while power prices have also shown signs of recovery since December. To add on the power side, we have secured 200 megawatt of medium term and 100 megawatt of long term offtake to our IPP, providing stability to cash flows. In addition, the signing of free trade agreements with regions such as the EU, the US and other markets is expected to support exports and enhance overall economic activity over the medium term. That concludes our overview of the industry, environment and outlook. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Should we open the floor for Q&A?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from the line of Manav Gogia with Yes Securities Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, and thank you so much for the opportunity. So first of all, I wanted to ask a bookkeeping question. That was, could you give me what was the captive, the CPP production and sales units for this particular quarter?
Captive, pardon?
The captive power plant that we have. What was
Manav,
the
you can
captive
refer to
power?
the investor presentation that has been uploaded on the website. You will find that data.
Yes, we have the IPP data over there, but not the CPP one.
CPP, nothing very meaningful.
On the production side as well, because there was a plant shutdown, I believe.
328 million units, and sales was 12 million units
Okay.
during the quarter.
That is quite helpful. And for our IPP, what was the average tariff that we got for this particular quarter?
Average tariff,
Yes,
that was somewhere in the range of 5 rupees.
5 rupees. And in the opening remarks you mentioned we are seeing some improvements. So how is Q1 shaping up? Q4 shaping up?
Q4 will be better than this level.
Okay, so
It was slightly lower
5.5.
than 5 rupees. It was
Okay.
slightly lower than 5 rupees, near 5 rupees, not 5 rupees. Now it will be slightly above what we expect is above 5 rupees.
Okay. That is quite helpful. So secondly, just wanted to know about the captive coal mine expansions that we are doing right now, moving from 1.8 to 3 million tons and then to 5.2. I think we had to apply for fresh ECs, right? If I'm not wrong. And where are we in the process of that right now?
Right, we are in the process.
Okay, so what timelines are we looking at for the 3 million ton expansion?
So there is
FY2027 end or?
No, it will take minimum 2 years because forest clearance also is there.
Okay.
Apart from
So
that.
sort of a 18 months to 24 months period for the final ACs to arrive in the product.
Minimum 24.
Got it. Yeah, thank you. So one question I also had, I think we usually go for the Shakti coal, right? When it comes to our. Yeah. So what would be the cost differential between the Shakti coal that we're using versus the captive coal from our Gare Palma mines?
So it is almost equivalent, I would say. In fact, our captive coal prices might be 10 paisa higher per GC.
But
Okay.
we can use our captive coal for other purposes, including commercial sales. Because the market price of the coal for the usage other than the power plant are higher than the Shakti coal. So we have option to sell the captive coal in the market.
As well as it totally depends on the auction also that is happening in Shakti coal. So sometimes we get it at cheaper prices, sometimes the prices are higher.
Okay. Sure, sir. So one last question. Wanted to know, what's the company's take on, now doubling the capacities at SKS Power? How are those talks shaping up?
So we have already signed an MOU with the state government, and we should get the MOU in hand maybe in another 1 month, and then we'll start all the environment clearances process, etc.
Okay, but it's going to be sort of a story for 3-4 years down the line, right? I think all the approvals might take another 2.5 to 3 years. Would that be the right understanding?
Correct.
Sure. Yeah, that is quite helpful. I'll join the queue for more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question to the management, please press star and one. The next question comes from the line of Rajesh Bhandari with Nakora Engineers. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
गुड आफ्टरनून.
या सर, मेरे को एक चीज पूछना था कि एक तो ये जो न्यू पीपीए आपने बताया 200 मेगावाट एंड 100 मेगावाट, ये किस रेट पर हो रहा है और कितने साल के लिए है सर?
2 पीपीए हमारे 5-5 साल के लिए, एक पीपीए 25 साल के लिए रहेगा.
हाँ.
₹5.25 की रेंज में मीडियम टर्म वाले, लॉन्ग टर्म वाला इट इज इन द रेंज ऑफ आई थिंक 560 से 580 के बीच में समवेयर भी है.
किसका सर? 5
अबव 550.
अबव 550. हाँ. जी. और एक अभी बताया था अपने पंकज जी ने 742 पर यूनिट 7.42. ये कौन सा वाला है सर?
ये हमारा हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट है, जो 25 मेगावाट का हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट है.
अच्छा, तो हाइड्रो के लिए ज्यादा मिलता है दस?
हाँ जी.
अच्छा सर, दूसरा मेरे को पूछना था, अभी जैसे बजट आया है उसका अपने इधर पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट प्लस जो ट्रेड डील हुई है इतनी सारी, उनका क्या इम्पैक्ट अपने बिजनेस पे आएगा सर ओवरऑल?
ओवरऑल तो स्टील का डिमांड तो पिकअप होगा ही होगा. स्टील का डिमांड पिकअप होना, इंडस्ट्रियल एक्टिविटी इंप्रूव होगी तो पावर डिमांड भी बढ़ना ही है. तो बेसिकली तो जैसे जैसे हमारे एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट्स ओपन होंगे तो उसका ओवरऑल, और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे जो सबसे बड़ा स्पेंडिंग आ रहा है 12 लाख करोड़ का जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे स्पेंडिंग है
वो इंडिया का,
दैट विल क्रिएट डिमांड फॉर द स्टील एंड पावर बोथ. और दूसरा 1000 करोड़ का गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट है फॉर कार्बन कैप्चरिंग. टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए गवर्नमेंट के सपोर्ट मिलेगा तो दैट विल आल्सो इंप्रूव द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द स्टील प्लांट.
अच्छा सर, एक चीज पूछना था, कार्बन कैप्चरिंग एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी आर सपोज टू डू? क्या अपना खर्चा होगा और क्या अपने को मिलेगा?
इसमें बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजी है, अभी स्पेसिफिक कुछ नहीं. आपको कार्बन रिडक्शन के लिए बहुत सारे नए नए जो टेक्नोलॉजी है उनको जो यूज करने के लिए इंसेंटिव देंगे.
हाँ. अच्छा. ठीक है सर, यही पॉइंट्स थे मेरे. हाँ ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, please press star and one. The next question comes from the line of Aman Goval, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Namaskar, sir. I'm audible?
Yes.
Acha, my simple question was that, if you allow, कि जो रेवेन्यू है, एबिटा है, पेट है, सिक्वेंसली देखे या वाई देखे, तीन में जो लास्ट 3 क्वार्टर है उसमें ग्रोथ डाउन ट्रेंड दिख रहा है, एवं पेट या जब एबिटा लिवरेज बोलो या पेट लिवरेज बोलो उसको भी डाउन ट्रेंड दिख रहा है. तो ये क्या वजह रही होगी? व्हाट आर द रीजन? के हेडविंड है या डिमांड में कुछ इश्यू है या क्या वजह रही होगी? ये मेरा क्वेश्चन था.
फैक्टर फर्स्ट क्वार्टर में जो पावर की प्राइसेस रियलाइजेशन से 2000 ऑलवेज बेटर, थर्मल पावर पर्टिकुलरली, बिकॉज गर्मी का सीजन रहता है, तो दैट गिव्स अबव एवरेज रियलाइजेशन इन केस ऑफ थर्मल पावर. एंड सेकेंड क्वार्टर में हाइड्रो का जनरेशन ज्यादा रहता है. थर्ड क्वार्टर ऐसा रहता है जिसमें आपके पावर की प्राइसेस भी कम रहती है, और इस बार स्टील भी 5 साल के लोवेस्ट प्राइसेस में चले गए. तो थर्ड क्वार्टर में आप देखेंगे तो स्टील हैड गॉन डाउन, बॉटम्ड आउट ऑलमोस्ट, बिकॉज 5 साल की लोवेस्ट प्राइसेस में स्टील आ गई थी. तो दैट हैज एन इफेक्ट. और दूसरा ये था कि थर्ड क्वार्टर में हमारे एक पावर प्लांट शटडाउन में भी था, जो 600 में से 300 मेगावाट की एक यूनिट बंद थी. उसके कारण हमारी जनरेशन काफी कम हुई है, तो उसका भी इफेक्ट था. तो देयर आर 3 इफेक्ट्स. वन इज द प्राइसिंग ऑफ द स्टील which has gone down. Second is lower generation of hydropower because of seasonal effect. And third, shutdown of the one unit of captive power plant, IPP for maintenance, and also one captive power plant unit was also shut down for replacement. उसके कारण वॉल्यूम पे भी इफेक्ट है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी कम हुई है थर्ड क्वार्टर में.
So considering this all, we assume coming 2-3 quarter also will be in the same line.
नहीं, यहाँ से
or is there any improvement? You see.
नहीं, जैसा मैंने बताया, स्टील में पिछले 1.5-2 महीने में 10 से 15% की प्राइस इंक्रीज आ चुकी है. और यहाँ से जैसे जैसे अब गर्मी बढ़ेगी थर्मल पावर प्राइस विल आल्सो गो अप. एवरेज वी आर कंसीडरिंग कि एनुअल 5 रुपए आना चाहिए. तो जैसे थर्ड क्वार्टर में नीचे रहता प्राइस, आगे के क्वार्टर्स में बेटर रहेगा. फर्स्ट क्वार्टर अगेन विल बी मच हायर बिकॉज गर्मी में यू गेट द मैक्सिमम प्राइस फॉर द पावर सेल. तो ये सारे फैक्टर्स के कारण यहाँ से जो थर्ड क्वार्टर से थिंग्स विल इम्प्रूव.
मतलब ये जो करंट क्वार्टर है उससे इम्प्रूव करेगा. तो आपके ऐसा मतलब जो इस बार का जो स्केल जो भी बनेगा, सपोज 30% या वोट एवर पर स्केल बनेगा ग्रोथ का, रेवेन्यू का, और तो 2027 को आप कैसे देख रहे हो? इससे पॉजिटिव देख रहे हो या समान देख रहे हो?
2027 तो पॉजिटिव आएगा उससे.
अच्छा सर, धन्यवाद. दिस इज फ्रॉम माय साइड.
दूसरा स्टील प्राइस इंप्रूव हो रहा है. जो हमारा हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट भी 1 जुलाई में चालू हुआ था, उसका भी एक फर्स्ट क्वार्टर का एडिशनल रेवेन्यू आएगा.
Okay, sir.
Power price also, with the industrial activity improving, power prices will also move up from here.
Okay, sir. Thank you. धन्यवाद. This is from my side. जॉब देने के लिए धन्यवाद.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, we would like to remind participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question comes from the line of Rajesh Verma with Pragya Securities. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my question was, given that there is healthy cash generation in the company, are you looking for some more inorganic expansion opportunities, or you will focus more on brownfield expansion only for now?
We are looking for both inorganic as well as the brownfield. Brownfield already whatever we have planned, and there are certainly not brownfield. We are taking up a few of the greenfield coal mines and greenfield hydropower projects. So these are the greenfield opportunities. In addition to that, we are looking up for definitely the inorganic opportunities also.
All right, sir. Now, sir, just a follow-up question on that. Given that there are so many tailwinds in sectors like nuclear energy, critical mineral mining, and battery storage, do you have plans to diversify in any of these sectors, sir?
We are open for the opportunities, and whenever all these mine blocks and comes, we do study them as well. So if any opportunity comes knocking our door regarding these, we'll have a positive outlook towards these.
Sure, sir. Noted. All the best, sir. Thank you. No, that was my question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, please press star and 1. The next question comes from the line of Pooja Rathore, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. I want to check with you if we are on track to achieve the 2,000 crore EBITDA in FY26. What could be the guidance for FY27?
We are in the cyclical industry, so generally we don't give advance guidance. But what we foresee, it should be better from 2026. Higher than 2026.
Okay, sir. Thank you for taking the question.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question comes from the line of Nupur Gandhi with Siddhi Technologies. Please go ahead.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. First being on the planned shutdown. So sir, how long was it for approximately?
So it was around for 40 to 45 days.
Okay, both the plants?
No. The first one unit, that is 300 megawatt of our IPP unit, was in a shutdown for 45 days for planned shutdown for a yearly overhauling, and another 30 megawatt plant turbine was taken on a shutdown on 1st December. This was a Siltara captive power unit, and it is being replaced with a new turbine, and we'll start the turbine by mid of June.
Mid of June?
Yes.
Okay. And sir, any update on the Supreme Court hearing?
We already covered in our opening address. Hearing is closed and reserved for order.
Okay, sir. Thank you. These are my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question comes from the line of Devang Sangvi with Abacus. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir, and thank you for the opportunity. My first question is regarding SKS power plant. We had a guidance of 400 crore units of generation, and we are slightly lower in Q3. So are we on track to that particular number for the whole year?
Yeah, we are on track.
We are on track. And any guidance for next year for SKS generation?
Generation should be slightly higher from that level. We are
slightly higher.
400, yeah, it should be slightly higher from that level.
420, 430 crore units, is that a good number to take?
Maybe 410, 420 in between somewhere it should be.
Right, sir. Secondly, we said that the steel prices are starting moving up. So wanted to know on a quarter-on-quarter basis, I think point to point we had said 10 to 15% hike. So what was the quarter 3 average and what could be the quarter 4 in terms of numbers, how high it should be?
The quarter 3 average has been given in our presentation.
Right, sir.
And we can only say the current price realizations, so from there you can consider about 12 to 15% depending upon product to product.
Right, so 12 to 15% could be the blended hike from Q3 levels.
Yeah, blended.
Yeah.
Ultimately, some variation there in going up and moving down. So giving a specific percentage, but yes, it should be somewhere in the range of product to product. There are variations. Say in case of pellet, it may be 10%. In case of billets and wire rod, it is in the range of 15%.
Right, sir. And what is case of ferro alloys in terms of pricing this quarter as compared to last quarter? Even that has increased?
Slight improvement, not material.
The slight improvement in ferro alloys, right.
But yes, there is some improvement, but not.
Right, sir. And the CAPEX guidance for this year and next year, how much you spend in 9 months? What is the Q4 we are going to spend? And what is the guidance for F27?
We have spent more than 400 crores already in the 9 months. And what we had given the guidance of 500 to 600 crores, we should be able to comfortably achieve somewhere in the range of 550 to 600 crores approximately. That will be the CAPEX, 600 crores for the FY26. And similar expenditure except the inorganic opportunities. For the organic opportunities, what we have already committed, we shall be spending amount of CAPEX.
Right, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This is pretty helpful and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question comes from the line of Rajesh Verma with Pragya Securities. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I just wanted to ask another question. By when do you plan to double the SKS plant capacity?
So already, as in one of the questions I have answered, so we have recently done an MOU with the state government So this MOU copy we'll get in a month or a 2 month time, and then we'll start the process of environment clearances, and which will take another 2 years. So and immediately we'll then go for placing the orders.
Sure. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question to the management, please press star and 1. The next question comes from the line of Pooja Rathore, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I just had a follow-up. Earlier energy was a big lever for your growth, and now you're saying that minerals is also going to add value. How will the segment composition and the revenue contribution change? Will power continue to be, 67%? Will it increase? Will it reduce and mineral will take over? How will it pan out?
Power will remain in the present category. Slightly it may be adding more value because ultimately minerals will also get converted into the energy only. So power will remain prominent contributor to our bottom line.
Sir, in your opening remark, you talked about how you move the ferroalloy capacity to domestic right now versus exports. Is that going to be the outlook for the rest of the year, and what's the differential in the realization, export versus domestic?
Manishi?
Can you please repeat again? If I'm able to hear you correctly, the question that you asked, that whether the domestic pricing or the export pricing was better.
Ferroalloys, yes.
Yeah, in the ferroalloys, right? So on certain grades like the 70 grade silicomanganese that we produce, we get a better realization, and on certain grades like 6014, the domestic market is far better compared to the export markets. And primarily the pricing remains almost the same. It's only the payment cycles which get impacted in terms of exports, because in the export markets you typically have around 21 days of payment cycles.
So is that going to be the trend, that you'll continue focusing on domestic? Is the demand
We will be
enough?
continuously focusing on domestic as well as export markets, because we have a very dedicated domestic market and we have a very dedicated export market. And, we keep a tab on the pricing on a regular basis as to where we get our realizations, which are the best for the company. But there are also angles of what you call continuity of supplies, because on certain contracts this cannot be, opportunistic. The export markets have to be continuously fed.
No, fair enough. Of course, there are some long-term relationships.
Yeah, some long-term relationships, because it's very difficult, to pinpoint a certain contract, because there are certain contracts which you have to maintain for continuity as well.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. As there are no further questions from the participants, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thanks to all the participants who have come on the call. To conclude, the quarter reflects steady execution against our strategic priorities, supported by a constructive pricing environment across both energy and metals. We have continued to make visible progress on our growth initiatives. Garepalma 4/7 mine has received enhanced capacity, is in the final stage of receiving the enhanced capacity approval of 1.8 million tons. Our solar power plant is expected to commission operations in the next quarter, and the Shahapur mine remains on the track for commissioning next year. In parallel, we continue to evaluate opportunities in the green power to further strengthen our future-ready portfolio. Our disciplined approach to deploying surplus cash into diversified long-term growth projects provide strong medium-term visibility and reinforces our commitment to sustainable value creation. Thank you for joining us today. Should you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us or to our investor relations team. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.